Hey there, my name is Sarah Bonenkamp, and I'd like to share with you a quick story that I learned in the saddle. That's right, I think that a lot of leadership lessons I've learned personally from being around horses and cattle, and I would love to share a little hot spot that I learned along the way. So when I lived in Arizona, which was like one of my favorite times in my life, I had the chance to ride cow-cutting horses regularly with Al Dunning. And Al Dunning, if you don't know the horse world, the Western world, his name is synonymous with rockstar. He's a world champion, he is a stand-up dude, he's a leader to the core. And so every time that I would go and ride with Al, I not only expanded my horsemanship knowledge and my ability to ride and cut cattle, right? I felt like everything I learned was immediately applicable to everything that I was doing in the office as a leader. Right? My first half of my career was in the corporate world. And so this lesson that I learned one day, I immediately started applying on the job. And so it was a day that was just a normal cutting lesson, and we would generally start with the mechanical cow, right? And then we would move into real cows. And so we had warmed up, we'd been with the mechanical cow, things were looking good, and so I got to progress or graduate into working live cattle. And so I was out there, Al was on a horse, I was on a horse, and we had, 10 or 12 calves in the arena with us. And so he was like, all right, I want you to cut this calf. And as I was cutting this calf, because the object is to keep one calf away from the rest of the herd, right? And your horse gets to do all sorts of kind of neat maneuvers, acrobatics. I liken it to driving a car without a steering wheel sometimes. Right? But as I was cutting this calf, Al's coaching me. And that's one of the things I loved about Al, because he didn't just, pat you on the butt and say, you did good today, Sarah. Like, he would coach you. He'd get into the nitty gritty. He was like, all right, Sarah, I saw you doing this, and you were looking over here, and you needed to be looking over here, inside leg, or, he was always telling me, here's what I could do to up level. So love that. But as I'm cutting this calf, he was like, stop what you're doing. Stop right now. So I stopped my horse. The calf stopped. He wasn't sure what was going on because he was cut again away from all of his buddies and he wanted to go hang out with them. And so he's kind of standing there confused, not sure if he should go this way or if he should go that way. And Al comes up and rides next to me and he says, Sarah, I want you to tell me, which direction do you think that calf is gonna go? Because you're riding way too fast. You gotta slow down a little bit here. So slow down, tell me, where do you think this calf's gonna go? Is he gonna go left? Or is he gonna go right? So I remember being like, oh my God, I wanna have the right answer for Al, because I always wanted to impress him, right? Because he's Al. I wanna be like the best. I want him to be proud of me. And so I'm like, gosh, I don't know, is it left, is it right? And so I'm assessing the whole scenario, right? I'm looking at the calf and how he's standing and where my horse is and where Al's horse is and, where the other cattle are and, the fences. And so I'm looking at the surroundings, looking at that calf, and I'm like, I'm really not sure. So I looked at Al and I was like, it's gonna go left. It's gonna go left, Al. Thinking I'd made the best choice. And Al looked at me and he just shook his head and he said, Sarah, you're wrong. He says, Sarah, you're gonna be wrong 50% of the time when you answer that question. He goes, it was kind of a trick question. He says, because I don't want you to ask or to answer left or right. He goes, what I would rather, instead of you trying to anticipate the move that calf is gonna make, he said, I'd rather you be in the moment and present, and if that calf so chooses to go left, you're ready to pounce. If that calf chooses to go right, dang, you're positioned and you can dive right in. Right? Because it's not about anticipating and making those correct assessments. It's about being in the moment, being perfectly positioned, being ready to move based on what happens over there, right? That's it. And so I was like, crap, I'm being too anticipatory? But I thought anticipating was good, right? I've been coached a lot in my lifetime to anticipate, like barrel racing, anticipate the barrel, right? Anticipate the next barrel. No, he's telling me quit doing that. And so it was a good reminder to me that sometimes it's good to anticipate, right? And when you're in strategic planning mode, when you're like, seeing all of the moves that you might possibly make, or, dreaming out of some of the outcomes that might occur, right? That's a time to, try to anticipate so you can plan and build systems accordingly. But when you are in it, when you are in the moment and you are riding, you are in the arena getting your butt kicked, that is not the time to anticipate. That is the time to totally be grounded. That is the time to be present to everything that's happening around you. Your horse, your environment with the wind, the weather, right? All of those things. The cattle, the other people in the arena, right? What do they need from you right now? How do you really move into masterful curiosity mode, right? I'm curious, yeah, but I'm always grounded and I'm always ready to move no matter what the response or that stimulus might be. So, my mind exploded that day because I thought that I just always needed to be anticipating everything. But I was forgetting the power of being present in the moment and just being, right? And being set up to move and knowing that I'm equipped no matter what to follow that calf. Right, I've got massive horsepower below me that's super smart and loves to do this. I got my brain, my ability with my body to ride, and I've got all this going for me, the structure of the arena. Yeah, so could I trust it and just freaking ride and know my ability to go and keep that calf where I want him, right? So I want you to think of the calves in your lives, right? Where are you really being present? Or where are you always stuck in thinking mode and anticipate mode and I've got to figure out what they're gonna do before they do it mode, or I'm gonna figure out what they're gonna say before they say it mode? That's not true leadership. So take that, consider how it applies to your life right now, your leadership scenarios, and quit anticipating so dang much. Just ride. And if you're looking for somebody to help you ride even harder in the arena, let me know. I love helping those, especially those that identify as being anti-average, to go even bigger. So, would love to work with you. Have a great day, and yeah, check out my friend Al Dunning. He's amazing, and I'll see you later.